Davey, better performance, but no points to the board again.
I think I'm sitting here again, one is 7 games or whatever it is, however we're going to be, sitting 5 points adrift, but I need to take responsibility for that. That's down to me. I'm the leader of the players in the change room, I'm the leader of the club, so I'll take full responsibility for that. But I'm gutted for the players after today, because I'm not really wanting to try and sugarcoat stuff and put positivity on negativity. I don't put a spin on it. I think the players deserved a lot more from the game today, and I'm gutted for them. They're down in the change room. They're gutted. I'm gutted for them. But it was frustrating. It was a frustrating afternoon, because I think we've got to do better at the goal in terms of before it gets into the 18-yard box. But there's nothing in the first half really. We've put a couple of good balls in, but I don't think Shamal's had any saves to make. And in the second half, I thought we were the more dominant team. We created the better chances. They were looking to hit us on the counter, which you've always got to be aware of with the pace they've got. But I think we've had some good chances, good opportunities in the second half. Marshall's came up with a big save. And it's just when you're sitting bottom of the league, everything kind of goes against you. But I heard a bit of negativity for the crowd and that, and it's difficult not to hear it at times. But it does affect the players. There was a personal shout to Mick Devlin, but I don't understand why any fans can be negative towards the players today, because I thought they gave it everything. I did, honestly. I thought they gave it everything. It was just fine lines, a wee bit Robbie the Green. And on another day, you maybe win that game.
I think prior to today, obviously we've kind of covered it, but we created much more chances today than we have in the last kind of 6 or 7 weeks, really.
I wouldn't go to 6 or 7, to be fair. Because I get where you guys are coming from, but goals in the Premier League change game. First goals change game. You go to, and I'm not wanting to try and move on, right? You go to Dundee away. We created more chances than Dundee, but they won the game. Go to St Mirren at home. We created St Mirren away, sorry. We created as many chances as St Mirren, and they won the game. And that's really where it's fallen into now. They hit the post, we hit the bar, remember it? Noobs' chance at the front post, they score their chance, it's an OG. But so when you take the games in isolation, I've not been overly disappointed in some of the performances, but I've been only disappointed in the points total that we've managed to collect up to now.
Had a lot of kind of experience out there today. It was good to see Sean Kelly kind of back in the middle of the pitch in a more kind of familiar role as well, and you could obviously see from maybe a defensive perspective we try to maybe isolate Penners out on this side and got quite a bit of joy down especially first half.
I think Penners' movement's very, very good. Jamie's probably a wee bit more defensively minded than Penners. Penners got a bit of both, but Jamie's predominantly probably more defensive minded, so we did get a wee bit of joy, but I think we've been getting that wee bit of joy with Penners most of the season. I think he's been one of the best players in the park most weeks. The back three that were on the park today generally was the back three that I had in my head coming into the start of the season. That's no detrimental to any of the defenders that are in the building, but that was predominantly where I seen my back three being. Big Guy got asked to come in and play. He's probably still a couple of weeks away, and I thought he done very, very well. Big knots and Mick, and then it allowed me to get Sean Kelly into that midfield block, and I thought Sean and Wee Hoty had a good game. So I'm struggling to find the negatives other than the scoreline. I'm struggling to find the negatives, but I probably say this most weeks, right? I was at the start of the season, I spoke about how tough a season this was going to be. I said it for day one. It's a tough season. It's going to be tough. I knew it was going to be tough. But do you know what? I signed up to it. I'm here, and I think we've got more than enough between myself and the staff and the players to keep this club in the Premier League. But we need everybody helping us. This is a difficult season, and I'm not trying to pull stats out, right? Because this is generally how I'm thinking. This is the first time we've been in the Premier League for 6 seasons. There's a reason why. There's a reason why it's never happened again. So I just need everybody pushing and pulling in the same direction as the players, and trust, honestly trust. Trust what we've got to change them. Trust me, trust the staff, because you know what? It's the same people that have got this club to the Premier League. It's the same people that have kept this club in the Premier League. I know we're a wee bit short sometimes in terms of the squad depth, but finances dictate what you can bring into the building, and that's the difficult part. But please trust, I know we've got more than enough to say in this Premier League. But it's going to be a difficult season. But it only gets easier when we're all pushing in the same direction.
There's a few kind of shouts in about us in regards to kind of maybe introducing Joel Newbley on as well.
Joel was knackered. Joel couldn't go on. So Joel's no trained all week. He came into possession boxes yesterday, was still a wee bit sore. And I said, big man, what do you think? And he said, Gaffer, like, I can't play, but see if you need me for 5-10 minutes, put me on. So we got to the stage and I'm looking at Curtis was done. Curtis has not had a lot of 90 minutes over the last 18 months. Big man was knackered. I thought he was outstanding today. I genuinely did. I thought he was brilliant at St Mirren. I thought he was brilliant today. And that wee Brucey was always going to come into the game at some stage, but I wanted to see how the game developed. Whether we were winning or losing, I was always wanted to see how the game developed before introducing another striker. So we got Brucey on the park, and then I was going to try and get Curtis on and get Joel off. And I said to Joel, and he said, Gaffer, I was out doing the runs and I can't go on the park. So that's where I turned to Mo, because at that point, set plays, you're hoping that you can get a long throw and a cross ball, so you're looking for a wee bit of height. I've not got another striker on the bench anyway. So, and Mo, there you go, fortunately we maybe have it. Now, there's a lot of coaching in him, but fair, I heard a couple of shouts. Would you put him on the park for if you keep shouting at him? I'm shouting at him because he's never been a number 9 and I was using him as a number 9, but I had no other options on the bench. But that's why, because you know what, he's very good at breaking lines, he's good aerially, and he nearly comes up with something that gets us in the game. Now, great touch, good run, he's offside by a whisker, but it's a penalty. It's a penalty, but because of the offside. Now, the offside, you're talking millimetres. So you're millimetres away from Mo actually getting you something from the game. That's why I put him up top.
Do these things in your mind kind of spoil games, David, that it is that tight? There's obviously been shouts from high man. Arsene Wenger, for example, said that if you're onside at any point, you should be onside and maybe get more entertainment in the game and stuff.
Nah, I think that would be me looking for an out, if I'm honest. Nah, I think the rules are the rules, so I'm quite happy to abide by. Where I will say today, there was a penalty incident with Curtis Guthrie in the first half. Now, for the life of me, and I need to watch what I'm saying, for the life of me, I don't know why the on-field referee's not been asked to use the technology to make a decision. The information we got is that Curtis initiated the contact. Now, I've watched it. Curtis has not initiated the contact. Curtis has stepped over to protect the ball, and surely as an attacking player in the opponent's box, that's your job. But Curtis definitely never initiated the contact. Curtis put his leg across to protect the ball, and Joel Newell made the contact. There's a difference. Joel Newell shouldn't have made that contact. So how the on-field referee's not getting a chance to referee the game via the technology that costs hundreds of thousands of pounds, I'll never ever know. So that was probably the most disappointing aspect looking at VAR today.
You obviously touched on Bruce Anderson. I think you sent him down for a warm-up pretty quickly after the Hibs goal got disallowed and he was ready to go, but
I was going to change him at half-time and I thought I'll give the second half because I thought they would tweak it slightly, because I thought we nullified them. But they cold, they never done anything. So I thought the game plan was there, the shape was there, the personnel within the shape was okay. I thought it was good. I was going to change it at half-time. I thought, look, give it 15 minutes because I think Nick would have went in and seen what we were doing and tried to do something different to nullify what we were doing. So I wanted to get 10-15 minutes. So Brucey was always going on pretty early in the second half. It was always part of the game plan. But I think we had to manage ourselves into the game. So there's fine lines at this level. First goals change games of football. And that's really where we are right now.
Another few big weeks ahead. Obviously welcoming Kilmarnock first to the Tony Mac next week. Community Day again, so kind of bigger crowd and everything else, and we need everybody on side.
Need everybody on side. Obviously the younger ones that come in probably bring a lot of positivity, even in an adverse situation. Negativity, you're 2 goals down, 1 goal down, they're still bringing a positive atmosphere to the game. And I get the fans' frustration. I'm frustrated, the players are frustrated, we're all frustrated. But you only get there during times of adversity. When you start pointing fingers, it becomes harder. And I think at this point, having a bigger crowd on our side hopefully is going to really help us try and get something from the game. Out with the Old Firm, I don't think we've had many bad performances at home. People might look back at the Dundee game, but 11v11, there's nothing in the game. And then, do you know what I mean? And you're going to get the performances throughout the season. You can't just expect to come here, play well and win games of football. We go down to 10 men and we suffer. We suffer because of the numerical advantage of the opponent. We suffer for 2 set plays. But very rarely, I think, at home this season, that you can say the boys haven't even out there and tried to do their best for Livingston Football Club.
Just finally, Davey, obviously Isle came off again today. Chris Montano not in squad as well. How's he ticking along?
Chris will train Monday. But you need to get to the underlying issue with Chris, because it's 2-3 weeks at a time. He comes in, he drops out, comes in. So we need to try and get the underlying issue with Chris. But he's desperate to help the players, desperate to help the group, desperate to help the club. Big Isle, hands up to him, he said, "Gaffer, I'm absolutely blown here. And do you know what? I'll take that all day long." Then somebody try to manage it through 90 minutes. I'd rather give their tank and then put their hand up, and then I think he's a wee bit longer than the hour, wasn't it? But he's been out for ages. He's been out for so long. He missed a huge part at the end of last season as well. So I was take this in the right manner. I was delighted he was coming off because of that. Because at the first time I thought, oh, no, his foot again. No, his foot. But he came off because he felt he couldn't put the performance in that the boys needed. So I think that takes a man to make that decision, because a lot of other people would have probably stayed on and maybe led to a mistake that lost us a game, 2-3, whatever now. So fair play to Big Isle. I'll take that all day long.
Just show that all the boys are together and they all want to push forward, and just say Nubly on the bench and I'll give you 5 or 10 minutes if you need me, Gaffer, or whatever it is. Everybody wants to help.
Of course they do. Of course they do. But that's us. That's what got us here. That's what's going to keep us here. And we've got no divine right to be in the Premier League. I spoke about it again, I'll speak about it again. The budget got cut this year. It was already the worst budget in the league. It's now, by a considerable distance, the worst budget in the league. But do you know what? I believe we can stay in the Premier League, but we're going to all have to get together and find a way through this as one. And the only way you come out of adversity is everybody sticking together. But how any performance, I don't think you could ever question the application of those players. I genuinely feel they should have got more from the game. And I very rarely, over my course of 10 years at this club, have I went in and told them to get their heads up and told them to remain positive after getting defeat. And I done that today because I was gutted for them, because I think, is it fair to say, is this right, like the better team lost the game? Like, I don't know, does that feel a bit mad saying that?
I know what you mean.
Like, I don't want people saying, oh, what game's he won? That's how it felt to me. I was gutted for the players. I'm gutted for the fans as well, but we're all in there and we're all fighting. We'll do our best to keep this club in the Premier League. And please, I'm the leader. Like, me, it falls on me. The adversity falls on me. I pick the team, I coach the players, I recruit the players. But I think we've got enough to keep this club in the Premier League, so please try and get behind us.
Thanks for your time, Davey.